Have you ever held back from trying something new because you were afraid of the outcome? Maybe you wanted to try something new, start a new routine or a new project, or maybe even chase after a dream. And it's not that you actually failed because of failure itself. You didn't give yourself the opportunity to fail because you were so caught up on the fear of getting started that you never even gave yourself a chance to fail. I want to talk to you today about what might be holding you back and some of the things that I've done to help me rethink how I think about fear. So a few weeks ago, I had a thought. I wonder if I can do a full-on push-up from the ground. No incline, no assist, just simply getting on the ground and doing one single push-up. Now, that might be easy for some of you younger bucks. About several months ago, when I was about 330 pounds, I knew the answer was no. I have done some things like starting the ketogenic diet and losing about 45 pounds that made me think, hey, I wonder if I can do that. So at 285 pounds, the thought came to me, can I do a single push-up from the ground? Now, this was an interesting thought to have because in that time frame, the thought came and then I left it at that. Then it would come back a couple days later and the same answer, but I would never actually get down to try. And I don't think I was avoiding the act of trying. I was pretty sure I was avoiding the answer. And like I said earlier, I knew at 330 pounds the answer was no. Now, I've had people tell me, Chris, you look thinner. Your clothes fit differently. Your face is a little bit thinner. Your belly's down a little bit. And so I can acknowledge that there have been changes, but I never actually really entertained the idea of trying to get down and do one. Maybe at the time I was justifying. I'm too busy. I have a meeting. I can't right now because I have computers to send back. But I think more accurately, I was afraid of the answer. Here's the thing about fear. It comes from the unknown. Once I know something, whether that news is good or bad, I now know. And I can maybe fear the outcome of it, but it's less likely. And so I was stuck in my 330 pound mindset. I hadn't updated the belief that I could possibly do a push-up when that was the thing that kept gnawing at me. And that's when I stopped. The realization hit me even harder when I had thought about trying to start the YouTube channel for ultimateguidesonline.com. I had everything in place. I built equipment. I, refinished the table, put together a pretty cool set. At least I think it's pretty cool. Had everything in place, was ready to go. But the one thing I wasn't doing was hitting record. Probably because I was afraid about not being able to do it. In many ways, I didn't feel I was ready. Like the mic wasn't good enough, or my lighting, or my confidence. I found every excuse in the book to not get this thing started and record my first video. And at the time, every excuse felt legitimate. Now, I know all the advice on YouTube. Your first videos are gonna suck. So if you are here watching this video at this time, just know that hopefully this is gonna be the worst one. After thinking about it, I came to the conclusion that it was fear. Fear holding me back from trying a push-up, fear holding me back from hitting the record button and getting started. And that's when my confidence came. I had to let something go. I had to let go of the trepidation of what might happen if the video's not that good. And there's a pretty good chance that it may not be. But I had to make the decision that I didn't care that much. You have to care in life, but not that much. So here I am, sharing the first message that I think the world needs to hear. And that is overcoming fear. Not because I'm some sort of guru and I've mastered it, but because I'm on the journey. And if this is the first video you're watching, I'm going to take you on that journey with me because I believe in it. I believe in overcoming fear and achieving amazing things. And this channel and everything else that I'm building, the website, several other YouTube efforts, is my opportunity to bring you along on this journey with me. So, if you'd like to see this journey as it goes along, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. You know what to do. I don't have to explain that. If you're watching this, I hope you can appreciate the struggle that it is to even get to this point, even for me. I've succeeded and failed in many other aspects of my life, even on YouTube. But that's another video for another day. But like I promised, let's get to the crux of this message. Fear doesn't have to stop you. Courage isn't not having fear. It's proceeding with the thing that you're trying to accomplish despite having fear. Pressing through even though you're afraid. If it wasn't for the fear, then why would you have to be courageous? Bravery comes from recognizing your fear and choosing to act anyway. If it wasn't for the fact that fear exists, there wouldn't be a need to be courageous or brave. So here's what I'd like to challenge you to do. Take a moment and write down the things that you are wanting to accomplish that you haven't started yet. Write it down on a piece of paper. And then start with, I haven't started this because, and maybe identify what it is that is holding you back. Maybe consider that the thing that you thought was holding you back, like in my case, lighting and sound and courage, isn't what's holding you back. Maybe it's just fear. If you can identify it and push through it, really self-analyze it. Maybe it isn't so much that your mic isn't ready or your lights aren't ready. I made my lights out of cardboard. That's another video for another time. But maybe it is fear. Maybe write down what are the worst things that could happen and then decide, is it really that bad? Maybe you've already taken this step. Maybe you've already overcome fear. Either way, leave a comment. Share with me your experience about overcoming fear, or ask questions about being stuck in fear. And let's see if we can work through this together. And by the way, the answer to the question is yes, I do have the ability to do one push-up from the ground. And who knows, maybe tomorrow I'll try two. And remember, bravery isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action despite of it. You got this.